Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good morning to Sir Muhammad Noor bin Muhammad. Today, me and my group will present about biomechanics in bowling. So before we start, we are going to introduce ourselves. My name is Muhammad Ali Fidaus bin Ramli.
My name is Muhammad Nazaruddin bin Azri.
My name is Muhammad Shifri Osman.
My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Samsudin.
My name is Muhammad Ihsan bin Muhammad Daniel.
Okay, so we are going to start with sports background. So bowling is an ancient sport. It is shows by British anthropologist Sir Flinders Petrie and his team when he found all the sort of primitive bowling ball, bowling pins, and other material in the grave of Egyptian boy from 3200 BC. This evidence shows that ancient Egyptian already play bowling more than 5,200 years. Okay, so bowling played by bowling ball down on a wood or synthetic lane toward 10 pins position in tentacles at the far end of the lane. The next point is bowling can be competitive sport and act as a fun door games to some people, to fulfill their leisure time. But as a sports science, bowling also can be analyzed through biomechanics to determine their kinetic and kinematic movement that involve increasing athletes' performance. Next. Next is selected skill. So when people first start bowling, they might not think that there is much of a challenge associated with it. The skill that need to develop to play bowling is 5 step and swing and have a good stability during release the bowling ball. Skill that has been chosen for this sport is throwing. For bowling, throwing has become the main thing if you want to become a good player. This is because throwing in a bowling involve hand swing and release the bowling ball. To complete this throwing skill, the player need to have a good range of motion and stability. When doing the throwing technique, it involves bowling ball throughout the whole stage of the skill. So the skill will be difficult to be done if someone does not have a good range of motion and stability. Bowling have a variety way of throwing and hand swing and most of it have been introduced by professional athlete. But for this test, the basic throwing was used to measure the difference between skilled athlete, which is professional athlete, and non-skilled athlete. The comparison between both athlete will determine by calculation of the force used, the velocity of hand swing, and the weight of the ball. Okay, so next, we go to the objective of the study.
Okay, so for the objective of the study, the first objective we want to collect is to study the velocity of a hand swing, the effect of a throwing speed in bowling between professional athlete and non-professional athlete. And the second objective is to force generate from a hand swing between a professional athlete and a non-professional athlete. So both of these objectives, we will find the difference between the throwing skill of athlete and non-athlete. Okay, so we go to the next slide. Okay, so for the characteristic of a movement, the plane analysis, we have a frontal plane, sagittal plane, and also transverse plane. And in this study, it's only involve a sagittal plane, where flexion and extension is a movement that generate the swing. And for the dorsiflexion and there are also one more, which is plantar flexion. This is function for a wrist. So when the athlete throw the or swing a ball, uh, the wrist movement will be in dorsiflexion and also in plantar flexion. Okay. So the rotational occur at medial lateral axis of the body, where we will divide the body to left and right, and the rotation occur at the medial lateral. Okay. Alright. So for the characteristic of movement number two is muscle. The muscle involved is several type of muscle that were used during the throwing. For example, like bicep, tricep, forearm, and also deltoid. All the muscle are located at the hand and also will produce a movement, especially uh, the deltoid, where the rotation occur to swing the ball. Beside that, the core muscle, such as oblique, pectoralis major, and latissimus dorsi, will act as a center of the body to make sure the movement are smooth. For for lower body muscle, such as gastrocnemius, hamstring, quadricep, will provide the stability mechanism for the throwing skill. Okay.
Okay, for the characteristic of movement, okay, joint involved is a hinge joint located at the elbow. Okay, this hinge joints act a mechanism to move our hand to produce a throwing technique. Okay, it's also involve a cartilage joint at the vertebra and ball and socket hips. Okay, this rounded surface of joint, also known as a synovial joint, give a greater freedom of movement. Next. Okay, before we go to the selection of video, for this technique, we choose is involved the third class lever system. Okay, for the third class lever system, our shoulder act as a fulcrum, and our forearm act as an effort, and our hand that holding the ball act as a load. Okay, we go to selection of the video. Okay, about the angle of the video, we choose the lateral side because it's easy to see and measure when we analyze in Kinevia. Okay, for the subject, we compare the professional player and amateur player. And for the quality, we choose the 480 megapixel, the pixel of the video when the quality is high quality, is have our video in Kinevia have a smooth when editing. Okay, it also ensure the time frame and not affect the analysis video because we don't choose a slow-mo video. Next.
Okay, for the step throwing in bowling, we choose skill athlete for professional and non-athlete. For non-athlete, and as you can see, there are 4 steps of the skill of athlete. For the first step is push away, and the second step is back swing, and for the third step for the downswing, and the fourth step is the follow through. So the from the standing position, we can see here the athlete is push the ball away and take the first step. The first and ball should move together to execute the movement. So in the second step, the opposite arm goes out to the side for the balance movement, and at the completion of the step, the ball will be near at the side leg. Means wants to more balance and need for the execute the more force and power. So in the third step is the ball continues into the back swing and will be at the top of the swing by the completion of the step. So therefore the last step is for the slide step as the ball swings forward and ball side leg move behind the bowler with the foot rolling on its side. The ball release as it passes the ankle of the side of foot. So as you can see here, for the next slide. We can compare the pro athlete and non-skill athlete. We can compare at the third step. As you can see, the professional athlete throw at the third step more lower angle according to balance the body. As you can see here, for the third step for non-skill athlete and skill athlete. So it's is according to the balance the body when to execute more force to make a acceleration for the ball. So it's really important for the bowler to balance the body when execute the force. So we go to the next slide. So we can see
Next,
here the
I
comparison.
will proceed the comparison between skills and non-skill bowling athlete. So this is the original video before we we convert to the Kinovia, which is skill athlete performance.
And some tips on how to make your best approach.
Okay, this one is for non-skill athlete performance. Okay, this is the video that have been converted from the original to the Kinovia that has been edited. Okay, this we can see that the beginning the bowler to start roll the ball, and then we can see the degree of the bowler is 176 degree, and then after he finish the throwing, the time taken that been taken here is 0.46 milliseconds. Okay, this is the result and analysis, which is the skill athlete, or we can consider as professional athlete. So for the angular calculation, first we get the time taken for the bowler, which is 0.46 milliseconds. For the angular displacement, which is the angle that from the beginning to the bowler release the ball, which is 176 degree. The angular velocity, which is AV, can be considered as displacement divided by time, and then the angular acceleration can be find towards angular velocity time. Okay, this is the calculation, which is we want to determine the AV, which is angular velocity. We must divide it by dia punya distance and time. Displacement and time, which is displacement 176 degree, and then the time is 0.46 millisecond. So after we calculate, we get the result is 382.6, and then the result can be defined as angular velocity. So after we get the result, we want to convert to angular acceleration, which is we want to get the speed that pro athlete or skill athlete from beginning to ending release the ball. So this is the calculation, which is angular velocity divided by time. We can get here 382.6 millisecond divided by 0.46 millisecond. So after we get the answer, we convert to millisecond, and then we get 0.8317 millisecond. Okay, after we get the both of result, we want to compare. So before that, I show you the second video, which is non-skill athlete. So this is the non-skill athlete video. Okay, we can see that on the video. Okay, the angle he want to take the beginning of bowling 207 degree after he release. So the time taken that have been record is 0.42 millisecond. So we want to calculate the result. So this is the result analysis that we get, which is the non-skilled athlete. So the angular calculation, same as the pro player, the skilled athlete. The time difference, which is 0.42 milliseconds, and the angular displacement 207 degree, which is the angle is more wide rather than the skilled athlete. So the angular velocity, which is AV, we can find using a displacement divided by time, and angular acceleration, we can find angular velocity time. So the calculation is angular velocity, same displacement and time. So we get 207 degree divided by 0.42, and then we get the result 492.8, and then the result as AV, which is angular velocity. And then at the formula angular acceleration, we must put the AV divided by time. So the AV 492 divided by 0.42, which is acceleration. So we get the answer is 1173.3. So we convert to millisecond, we get the time taken, which is 1.1733 millisecond, which is the time taken for non-skilled athlete is different rather than skilled athlete, which is they need more time to release the ball, which is because the angle of he taken is more wider than the non-skilled athlete, which is 176 degree. Okay, next for the conclusion.
Okay, to conclude the study, we can say that the velocity of a skilled athlete are much faster than the non-athlete the non-athlete because of a force generation to swing the ball. For the force, there are a lot of significant difference applied on the swing. It's the main thing that skilled athlete and non-skilled athlete should be considered because the angle will influence the accuracy and also the consistency. Other than that, we also can state that the non-athlete using more energy than a professional athlete. This is because we can see that the angle taken are more wide rather than pro athlete. So the pro athlete are using a smaller range of motion, which resulted greater force and also speed. Plus, it also will influence the accuracy and also consistency. And then on top of that, increasing the speed will also affect the acceleration and greater force, great speed. The higher acceleration will be. The higher the force, the higher the acceleration. So overall, I can say that the non-athlete are more slower than the professional athlete. So that's all from us. Thank you.